Hey, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about online traffic sources and where to find them and what kind of ads you should be creating to drive quality traffic to your website. We're going to be talking about online advertising as well as creating organic content through your blog and sharing on social media. Okay, first thing we're going to talk about are online ads because it's the quickest and fastest way to start sending high quality traffic to your website. So if you want to get started right away, as soon as you finish this course, online advertising's where you would start. Now, before we start, online advertising, it doesn't work right away, okay? If you're able to create some ads and make a whole bunch of sales on your first try, every single small business in the world would be filthy rich. That's not reality. Online advertising and any kind of advertising and marketing takes time to refine, and that's where the magic happens. You're not going to hit a home run on your first try, but with some monitoring, with some refining, with some testing, gradually you'll start improving your ads. They'll get 10% better, 10% better, 10% better, and before you know it, after some testing, you'll start turning a profit with those ads, and then you'll be able to further refine them to start making larger and larger profits with those advertisements. So it's not something, just to give you a heads up, it's not something that's going to work right off the bat. But if you want to get good at online advertising, good at online marketing in general, you need to be able to go through the process of refining and monitoring and testing your ads, okay? Now, when it comes to online advertising, the two best platforms that you should be using for your business are Google AdWords and Facebook ads. They both work awesome. They work very differently from each other, but they're both very effective. When it comes to Google AdWords, you are basically bidding keywords against people that go to Google and search for something. So if they're looking for, home renovation contractors in Denver or something like that, then you might bid for the term home renovation contractors. And if somebody in your area searches for that, your ad will appear. So you're matching somebody's search intent with keyword bids with an advertisement that will eventually send people to your website or a landing page. Now with Facebook ads, it works a little bit differently. People aren't proactively searching for your product or service, but what you will do is you're going to target your ideal type of customer. So as long as you know who your ideal customer is, where they're located, what their interests are, then you can target those people and get your advertisements in front of them. So they both work very differently from each other, but they're both very effective. And when it comes to creating ads, it basically both follows the same kind of concept, okay? The thing with online advertising is you need to test. It's not gonna be like a traditional newspaper ad where you create one ad, you run it, and you hope for the best. With online advertising, you have the beauty of it is you can create multiple ads. So whenever you're running a new campaign, a new advertising campaign, you want to create multiple ads. You want to create at least 3, sometimes 4 to test your ad. And what's going to happen is you're going to test different headlines, you're going to test different kinds of copy, different offers and things like that. And the beauty of online advertising is you'll be able to track and measure which one of those convert, whether that's making a sale online, that's somebody filling out a contact form, or even calling your business. Okay, so the first step that you want to do is you want to create at least 3, maybe 4 different kinds of advertisements and test which headlines work, which offers work, and things like that. And what you will find is one or two of them will start performing better than the others. And what you can do at that point is get rid of the ones that aren't performing and replace them with new ones. So you're always creating new challenges with your ads. Who can be the best? Which ad's going to perform the best? And that's how you're going to be able to refine what type of ads resonates with your audience. The next step is your audience. So you might have a business that has different kinds of audiences. You may have an audience that are young moms, and you may have an audience that are, say, seniors, okay? So you may not create the same ad for each person, same thing. You create ads for each type of audience and send that traffic to each one, okay? So you might create one set of ads for the young mom market. You may create another set of ads for the senior market. So instead of creating one generic message, you can refine your message and you can target that audience in there. Okay, and it's a lot of testing. Like I said, you have different kinds of ads, you have different kinds of audiences, and what you're going to do is you're going to try to test each and every one of them, and all roads are all going to go back to your website. So it's all going to go to your sales page, which we're going to talk about in the next video, and this is where you're going to see how effective your ads are. Now, when it comes to Google AdWords, you're going to be creating text-based ads. So you're going to figure out your headline, you're going to create your core message, things like that for the ads. With Facebook ads, you get the benefit of being able to add an image. So if you're going to do an in-stream ad, you can create imagery, and that's a great opportunity for you to start to differ. Even if you use the same message for both audiences, you can change the imagery with your Facebook ads. So with young moms, you'll use images of young families, kids, things like that. And for, say, a senior market, you might use images of seniors walking on the beach, having fun, stuff like that. Images that will resonate with that type of audience. And with Facebook ads, images play a big role in the conversion rates and the click-through rates for your ads. So that's a great opportunity for you to segment those audiences. Okay, so when it comes to online advertising, the key to online advertising is testing. The two best platforms to use are Google AdWords and Facebook ads. And the beauty of them is you don't have to try and guess what's going to be the one ad that's going to work. You can create multiple ads with different messages and target different kinds of audiences. And then you can test and measure and see which ones work. Like I said, that can be online sales, that could be filling out a contact form, that could be calling your business, or even showing up at your business if you use an offer code or something like that. Okay? The next section is blogging. Now, content creation, content is king when we come to online marketing, okay? Creating content is very important, and your blog is your best avenue for creating very targeted content for your customer, okay? The easiest thing to do if you're a small business is make a list of your top 20 questions that people ask you before they purchase from you. Those will be the foundation for your blog post. You're going to create a separate blog post for each one of those questions, okay? And what's going to happen is most of your competitors are just going to have generic frequently asked questions pages, FAQ pages, with one sentence answers to these questions. You're going to do something totally different. You're going to create a dedicated blog post, nice, long, in-depth, 500 words or longer, images, video, things like that, statistics, quotes. You're going to make a full-fledged answer to whatever question that is. Because if people ask you those questions on the phone or in person, then there's hundreds of more people who are searching online for that exact question. And creating dedicated blog content like this gives you the opportunity to show up high in the organic search results. So if somebody goes to Google and they type, what is how much does a basement renovation cost? And if you have a dedicated blog post on that, then you are much more likely in your local market to have your page show up high than opposed to your competitors who have generic frequently asked question pages. So you're going to take your top 20 questions, and that's going to start your foundation of content for your website, where you're going to be answering very specific questions. The beauty of this is that is the basis of search engine optimization. People go to Google with a question, they want to find information, and you're going to give them very targeted answers to those questions. And eventually, those articles, those blog posts that you make are going to show up higher in the search engines, and people are going to start finding them, clicking on them, coming back to your website, and then you're going to be able to start entering into your funnel, which we're going to get on later on in the course. Okay? Some keys with the blog post, like I said, you want to make sure it's long enough. You don't want to do, a 100-word response. You want to flesh it out as much as possible, do some research, get some quotes, get some statistics, images, video, anything that you can add to enrich the experience and to expand the content. Google loves that stuff. They love thorough answers that come from all directions with video answers, testimonials, statistics, data, things like that. The more you can add to that, the more likely it's going to show up high in the search engines, and people are going to be able to find it, and they're going to find that your response, your answer to that question is much more in depth, much more higher quality than your competitors, and now you're able to bring them into your funnel. Okay, and the key when you're creating blog posts, and we're going to talk about more of this in the next video, is when you're creating content like this, you want to make sure you include calls to action, because that's the first step of getting them to your website. The next step would eventually getting them to your sales page or your conversion page to get them to take the next step to become your customer. The other thing is social media. Social media is huge. It's a great platform. In addition to organic search, social media is a great platform for sharing your content, which we're going to talk about as well. So once you create content, you want to share it on social media. So you may not be on all these platforms. You got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, social ads. You can use to boost posts and Facebook, things like that. You want to be able to, once you create your content, get as much mileage as you can out of it. So hopefully it'll show up high in the search engines eventually, but also you want to get that piece of content in front of as many people as possible, and you're going to use social media to do that. Now, when it comes to social media, most businesses and most people in general, when they share information, they're sharing other people's information, which is well and good. It's it might be informative for your followers and things like that, but it doesn't help your business because you're basically promoting somebody else's business. So if you're sharing an article from somebody else's website, people are going to click on it and go to their website and enter their marketing funnel. So if you're not creating content for your website, valuable content to share, then you're missing a huge opportunity, because that's how you're going to make sales, and that's how you're going to drive qualified people to your website. So when you're sharing on social media, it's okay to share other people's content, but you want to start creating a library of your own content that you can share on a regular basis on social media, so you can start bringing people into your marketing funnel that we're going to be building during this course. Okay. I also put social ads here. I know we talked about Facebook ads up here. Social ads, you can do Facebook ads, which is the most popular, Instagram ads, which you can actually run through the Facebook platform. You can do Twitter ads, LinkedIn ads. It all depends on what kind of business you have. But I included social ads down here too, because when we go to the next video, we're going to talk about sales pages. We're going to talk about driving traffic to your sales pages through ads. We're also going to be talking about creating content and bringing them into your system. And when you're creating social content like this and you're sharing on social media, a lot of times you're not going to use a direct sale approach. You're not going to post on social media. You're not going to post your sales page on social media and say, hey, come buy from me. You're going to bring them in with interesting content and then convert them into, get them into your system, and then hopefully convert them into a customer for your business. So it works a little bit different than just doing, like, say, Google AdWords, where people are searching for a chiropractor and you just run an ad and you bring them straight to your sales page. Where if you're a chiropractor creating content, you might create valuable content about the benefits of chiropractic and statistics and things like that, bring them to your website, and then eventually bring them to your sales page. So they work a little bit differently, but we're going to get into that later on in the course and starting in the next video. Okay, so to recap, you have online ads, you have blog content that you're going to create, which will help you get found in organic search and also give you a lot of content that you can start sharing on social media to start driving your own traffic back to your website. Okay, thank you very much, and see you at the next video.